Well, more now on that breaking news out of Austria. After a shooting at a high school in the city of Graz, a shooter opened fire at around 10 a.m. local time. Police say the suspected perpetrator, a 21-year-old Austrian national, acted alone. And I want to warn you that the video that we are about to play is disturbing. In it, you can hear screams as those shots ring out. Well, police say 9 people were killed, including children between the ages of 14 and 18. Senior international correspondent Melissa Bell following developments for us. Many unanswered questions when we spoke an hour or so ago. In a press conference a short time ago, we did get more detail, particularly about the victims, as well as the suspected perpetrator. So what did we learn?
We did, Becky. We understand that amongst those 9 people killed by this assailant, there were 6 women or girls. Some of them were under 18, 3 men or boys. They didn't give the exact division of which group the children fell in. We just understand that some of those killed were between 14 and 18. This was, of course, a high school, Becky, where this gunman went on the rampage this morning. We also learned that press conference that he was a 21-year-old former student, although none of those who spoke would speculate about what his motives might have been. We do understand he was armed with both a rifle and a handgun, and not only killed those 9 that I speak of, but also wounded 12 other students. So this was a very violent attack that saw a great deal of casualties. We did learn from a policeman earlier a bit more about how events had unfolded this morning.
Yes, in the morning hours, around 10 a.m., we received a call that several shots had been heard in Bergdrei Schützengasse. We then launched an operation with a large number of emergency services, including the Special Commando Cobra unit. We can now say that we have secured the situation, i.e., there is no further danger to the population, but there are several casualties. The pupils who were still in the building have been evacuated by us and have been accommodated and looked after in a nearby area. Another important piece of information is that a collection point has been set up in the ASCO Stadion in Eggenberg in Graz for the parents of the pupils, where a crisis intervention team is also on site to look after the parents.
This is, of course, an extremely shocking mass casualty event, as any school shooting is. But remember, Becky, that here in Europe, they are relatively rare. In Austria, the figures going back to 2021 are 0.1 firearm deaths for every 100,000 people. That is 4.5 for every 100,000 people in the United States. So there's a big difference in how often these kinds of firearm deaths come about, mass casualty events as well. And in schools particularly, it is worth noting, though, that Austria has, by European standards, a relatively high proportion of firearms holders, 30 out of every 100 people. That's pretty high by European standards. Still, this event will have been extremely shocking, not just for the scale, the number of deaths, but of course for the fact that these are extremely rare events here on the European continent, Becky.
Journalist Miha Oreshnik with CNN affiliate N1 joining me now from the city of Graz. Can you just explain what we understand to be the latest from authorities there?
Yes, Becky, we're in southern Austria, in Central Europe, in the country's second largest city, Graz, where just before 10 a.m. Local time, a horrifying school shooting shook this quiet city to its core. Behind me is the high school where the attack unfolded. A 21-year-old former student, an Austrian citizen living here in the Graz area, entered the school armed with a rifle and a handgun and opened fire in 2 classrooms. Authorities have confirmed the tragic loss of 9 lives, 8 underage students and 1 teacher before the gunman turned the weapon on himself in a school restroom. 12 others have been injured and are being treated in nearby hospitals. Austria's chancellor interior ministers and other top government officials have arrived in Graz as the country grapples with the aftermath of this devastating event. A 3-day mourning period has been declared, and both Graz and the wider region remain in deep shock. So far, no motive has been disclosed. Interior Minister Gerhard Karner confirmed the shooter once attended this school but did not graduate. He had no prior police record and the weapons were legally owned with proper permits. The school grounds remain heavily secured, as you may see, and of course by the police, with the area closed off, and the investigation is still ongoing.